Click on the subscribe button, especially the bell on the right side. Otherwise, you will miss the latest videos.
So it is very extraordinary thing. Okay, because for North Indian person, nakshatra and so many things, nakshatra related so many things are not familiar. We are not familiar with all these things, and we are getting all these things from a person, or Lavanya Ji. She is giving in proper manner, in a proper manner, because I have learned something from other sources also, but it is difficult to understand that thing in a short term. Okay,
Pranam, Gurudev. Pranam, Gurudev.
But whenever she is producing all these things in front of we people in a proper manner, means appropriate proper manner. So I am very lucky that I got knowledge of karma nakshatra in Tamil astrology from her. Okay, I got some more things from her through various video of nakshatra. So I am much sure, whenever I am suggesting, whenever I am insisting that you have to do this thing, means it is 100%. I am not talking about 99%. I am not talking about 99.9%. It is 100%. One must to attend this course. It is my will that those who are very sincere in astrology and wants to continue with the astrology, they have to attend this course in a anyhow, at any cost. It is my suggestion, because nobody is हर बार फरिश्ता नहीं आता, हर बार अच्छा teacher नहीं मिलता. It is our luck, so we will get it. So it is my humble request to all of you that you have to attend this course. Okay, so today we will get the some clue of that, means initial note, initiation for that course from Lavanya Ji. So let's begin this introductory lecture with prayer of God. I will start my prayer. Please be with me. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaresu Sarvada Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Banu Sasi Bhumi Suto Budascha Guru Cha Sukra Sani Rahu Keto Sarve Graha Santi Kara Bhavantu Ya Kundendu Tusarahar Dhavala Ya Supravastravrutam Ya Veena Vardanda Manditikara Ya Sweta Padmasana Ya Brahma Chittasankara Prabhutibhir Devai Sada Vandita Tamam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nisesh Jadyapaha Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu Vidyarupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Guru Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Santi Santi Santi. I have forgotten 2 points. I recall during my prayer, she has written 2 books on the Nakshatra Pada. Okay, means 18 nakshatra she has completed, and remaining 9 nakshatra is under pipeline. Okay, so they are it is also going to publish in short time, one must have that book with you. Okay. So it is very important book. You will not get such a collection. It is a collection from Kumar Swamyam and Manika, Lavanya Ji, hello.
And Marana Kandigai.
Marana Kandigai. Okay, so it is very nice, very little book, very informative book regarding Nakshatra and its Pada. So these two books are published from Saptarishis Astrology. It is not that much costly. You can order it. You can order just now or later on. Okay. So it is up to you. So I have forgotten that thing. Sorry for that. Now I will request to her to start this course or this introductory lecture.
Oh, thank you, Bhattacharya Ji, for your humble words. And this course is Nakshatra Pada Paddhati. That means we are going to learn different methods of predicting events from the Nakshatra Padas. Okay. Let me. Yes. So today, Nakshatra, we are going to see the same planet placement from D1 and D9 chart. Okay. Before going into that, we'll have the prayers. We are learning Nakshatra Padas. So we are offering this presentation to Vishnu Pada to guide us in this presentation. Let us get some introduction to the Nakshatra Padas. We all know that there are 27 nakshatras. Okay. So each nakshatra has 4 padas. Okay. So for example, if we take Ashwini Nakshatra, there is Ashwini first pada, Ashwini second pada, Ashwini third pada, and Ashwini fourth pada. Same way, Bharani Nakshatra will have Bharani first pada, second pada, third pada, and fourth pada, and so on. So there are 27 nakshatras in the zodiac. So 27 times 4 will give you 108 padas. Okay. So this 108 padas is assigned to the Rashis. Each Rashi consists of 9 padas. So 12 times 9 totaling 108 padas. So this makes the 108 nakshatra padas in the entire zodiac system. Okay. And Ashwini nakshatra, Ashwini first pada will take Aries Navamsa. So if we have a planet in the D1 chart in Ashwini first pada, that will go to Aries in the D9 chart. Okay. Same way, Ashwini second pada will go to Taurus Navamsa. Ashwini third pada to Gemini Navamsha, and Ashwini fourth pada to Cancer Navamsha. So the 12 Navamshas, we will have 12 nakshatra padas. So every 3 nakshatras will be assigned to the 12 padas. Now Bharani first pada will go to Leo, second pada will go to Virgo, third pada will go to Libra, and fourth pada will go to Scorpio. The next nakshatra is Kritika nakshatra. The first pada of Kritika goes to Sagittarius, second pada to Capricorn, third pada to Aquarius, and fourth pada to Pisces. Now what happens? After this first 3 nakshatras, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini will again go to the Aries Navamsa. So this will have a rotation of 9 nakshatras in the groups of 3. So the first 3 nakshatras, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, will have 12 padas, correct? So these 12 padas will be assigned to 12 Rashis in the Navamsha. Same way, the next 3 nakshatras, Rohini, Mrigashira, Ardra, will be assigned again to this same Aries to Pisces Navamshas in the D9 chart. So 9 times, if we are going to rotate this, it will have this 9 times 4 padas, right? Sorry, 9 set of nakshatras will be assigned to the Navamsha padas. So, as I already told you, if there is a planet placed in Ashwini, first pada, then it will be following Aries Navamsha. Same way, I have given all the, if the planets are placed in various padas, what will be their Navamsha signs. Okay. Now, all the Ketu nakshatras, which is Ashwini, Ashwini, Maga and Mula, and moon nakshatras, Rogini, Hasta and Shravana, and Jupiter nakshatras, Punarvasu, Vishaka, Purva Bhadrapada. So if you have any planets placed in these 9 nakshatras, their Navamsha padas will be Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, depending upon the padas they are placed. Okay. Same way, if you have planets in Venus, Mars and Saturn nakshatras, which are Venus nakshatras are Bharani, Purva Palguni and Purva Ashada, and Mars nakshatras are Mrigashira, Chitra, Dhanishta, and Saturn nakshatras are Pushya, Anuradha and Uttarabhadrapada. If you have any planets placed in the D1 chart in these nakshatras, their respective Navamshas in the D9 is Leo, from Leo to Scorpio. So either one of these, depending upon the padas where the planet is placed, it will be Leo, Virgo, Libra or Scorpio sign. Same way, Sun nakshatras, Rahu nakshatras and Mercury nakshatras will be placed in Sagittarius and Sagittarius to Pisces Navamsa. So what are the Sun nakshatras? Kritiga, Uttara Palguni and Uttara Ashada. Rahu nakshatras are Ardra, Swati and Satabisha. Mercury nakshatras are Asaresha, Jeshta and Revati nakshatra. So if you have planets in these 9 nakshatras, their Navamsha padas, their Navamsha signs will be Sagittarius to Pisces. Okay. So now coming to the course, okay, Nakshatra Pada Paddhati. That means it is a method of predicting events through Nakshatra Padas. Okay. So NPP is a study of a life event of a person through the Nakshatra Padas. Okay. This way we can accurately predict the events. Okay. Sometimes what we think as a conjunction is really not a conjunction when assessed closely. Also, planets in different houses, okay, can influence the other planet even when there are no aspects between them, or even if they are not associated in any way. Okay, this important influence is what is revealed in this NPP study. Let me tell you with an example. Okay, Rahu is in Sagittarius. Let us consider Rahu is in Sagittarius and Mercury is in Taurus. These two planets have no association at all, correct? Because they are 6 and 8 from each other. So there is no connection like aspect or some other connectivity. Okay, but still these two planets can influence each other. In fact, these two planets influence more than if they are placed in the same house. Okay, this influence is studied through a Graha Friction Chart, which will be in the later part of the course. So first part of the course, we will be learning same Nakshatra Padas based on the D9 chart. Okay, But for the second part of the course, we will not use D9 chart at all. We will use this Graha Friction Chart, okay, which is a manual picture, okay, which I will be teaching you how to draw this chart. And this chart is the one chart you can use it for the whole entire lifetime. Okay, we don't even need to go to the divisional charts. Okay, now I'll tell you what will be covered in this course. Okay, different methods of predicting events through the Nakshatra Padas. Okay, predicting events from the Sadasiva Nakshatra Pada. People who have learned KNTA course from Saptarishis astrology will know what Sadasiva Nakshatras are. Now, in this course, we are going to add Sadasiva Nakshatra Pada. What are Sadasiva Nakshatras? The nakshatras where Moon, Sun, Lagna and Lagnesh are placed are called Sadasiva Nakshatras, which will give you the life energy 24/7. Same way, now we are going more precisely to the Nakshatra Padas where Moon, Sun, Lagna and Lagnesh is placed. Okay, so we are going to predict events from these 4 padas. Okay, then we are going to use different methods of predicting events with the Vimshottari Dasha, because Vimshottari Dasha always works from the nakshatra, Moon Nakshatra, correct? Wherever Moon Nakshatra is placed, that is where the Dasha period starts. So if you, there is another video of mine which is uploaded in the YouTube channel, okay, which shows a method of predicting events using the Vimshottari Dasha based on the Nakshatra Padas. Okay, so in this course, we are going to see different methods. One method, it is revealed in the YouTube video. There are 2 other methods that will be taught in the class. Finally, the second half of the course will have this specialized chart called Graha Friction Chart, okay, which shows all the 108 padas in one single chart. And we are going to study the influence of 2 different planets or 3 different planets, whatever the planetary conjunctions that happens in a chart. So this is a chart specific. This is not a generic chart. This depends upon the individual chart. So the conjunctions can happen for one person, the conjunction cannot happen for the other person. So that will be revealed in the Graha Friction Chart. Okay, and today we are going to learn one technique from the Nakshatra Padas. Okay, now locate the Nakshatra Pada of any planet. Okay, locate the Nakshatra Pada from the D1 chart. Same way, you locate the same planets Nakshatra Padas in the D9 chart. Okay, now you count the number of padas between these 2 placements. For example, if Sun is placed in Ashwini first pada in D1 chart, in the D9 chart also, it will be in the first pada, correct? In the Aries Navamsa. But in the Aries Navamsa, it can have one of the 9 padas, okay? For example, if it is placed in Kritiga first pada in D9 chart, okay? So that means there is 9 pada difference here. Ashwini first pada in D1 to Kritiga first pada in D9 chart. Okay, so we are going to count that number. Okay, and this number is the running age of the native where the significant event can take place. Okay, so this is the technique that we are going to discuss today in this presentation. okay, with some example charts. First chart is of Ramana Maharishi, who is a Jivan Mukta, okay, and he has his Mercury, D1 Mercury is in Jeshta, second pada, and the pada number is 70, okay, and his D9 Mercury is in Dhanishta, second pada, which is the pada number 70, okay. So now we are going to find out the number of padas between these two, okay. So for mathematical calculations, we are using 90 minus 70, and we are going to add one pada because we are going to start from Jeshta, second pada, okay. So that will be his 21st running year, okay. So which is December 1889 to 1900. And D1 Mercury is the Lagna Lord here. Virgo Lagna. So Virgo Lagna, so Mercury will be the Lagna Lord, who is placed in third house of Upadesh. Okay. And around 1900 to 102, Maharishi answered questions asked by the devotees, which was later published as self-enquiry, which means we are enquiring ourselves, which is a spiritual process, which shows what the real self is. So he was answering the questions. So which means he was giving upadesh to the devotees of how to attain the self. Okay. Same way in D9 Mercury, okay, is placed. D9 Mercury is the 11th Lord. Correct? 11th Lord of elder siblings, because he is Leo ascendant in D9 chart. So Mercury will be the 11th Lord. Correct? 11th Lord, who is placed in 6th house. 6th house is 8th house of death from 11th house, which is elder siblings. Correct? In the D9 chart, if you see in detail, okay, Mars. Okay, so this Mars, okay, who in Libra sign is the 6th Lord from Gemini sign. Correct? Is the 6th Lord from of diseases and Akala Mrityu. Correct? So this is placed here in Libra and aspects this Mercury. Same way, Ketu from Taurus sign also aspects Mercury. And Venus, who is the 12th Lord from Gemini sign, okay, is also aspecting this Mercury. Okay, so all this indicates there is some danger, okay, to the 11th Lord of elder sibling. Correct? So what happened was Maharishi's elder brother died in 1900, and he was young, around 40s to 45. That was his age when he died. So it was definitely not a age to die. So it was a young death. Okay, so which is Akalam Mrityu, right? 6th house. Okay, so this can be predicted from this one planet Mercury. So whenever we are going to see a planet association like this from D1 to D9, we can say, we can predict the events, or we can time the events based on the age between these two pada difference. Okay, so this is again we are going to see from Ramana Maharishi's chart from different planet. Okay, so now D1 Mars is placed in Bharani, third pada, which is the 7th pada in the natural zodiac. So D9 Mars is placed in Swadhi, 4th pada, which is the 60th pada. So the difference will be 54 in number. Okay, So the 54th year, we are going to assess his 54th year, which is December 1932 to 1933. D1 Mars is placed in 8th house of sadhana and transformation. Okay. So Ramana Maharishi was working with Atma Sakshatkara, okay, self-realization verses. Okay. This was given by Lord Shiva as a spiritual instruction to Guha. Okay. And these verses were written in Sanskrit. See, if you see 8th house represents other languages, correct? Others language, others speech, correct? Same way, if you see Rahu from Sagittarius is aspecting this Mars. Rahu means some sort of non-native languages, correct? So foreign languages, non-native languages, this Rahu is aspecting this Mars. So something related to other languages can also happen in this year. D9 Mars is the 9th lord of Shastras and spiritual manuscripts. Okay. And placed in 3rd house of communication and writing. Okay. So he was translating the Sanskrit verse into Tamil. Okay. Now, this is the 3rd event again with Ramana Maharishi's chart. Okay. So D1 Rahu is placed in Purva Ashada Nakshatra, which is the 4th pada. The number is 80. Okay. It is the 80th pada. Same way, D9 Rahu is placed in Vishaka 4th pada, which is the 64th pada. And luckily, we are having Vishaka 4th pada. Moon is in Vishaka 4th pada now. Okay. So, the difference is 80 minus 64 plus 1 will be 17th year. Okay. So 17th year is from December 1895 to 1896. Okay. D1 Rahu, okay, D1 Rahu and D9 Rahu both are in 4th house of moksha houses. Dispositor of this D1 Rahu, okay, which is Jupiter, is placed in 6th house of Akala Mrityu. Okay, so in this year, Maharishi experienced a sudden fear of death. Okay, let us see what happens with different placements, because if Rahu is placed, if we are going to take Rahu and the 17th year, it will be same for Ketu also, correct? Because that if the Ketu placement also will have this difference of 17 years from the D1 to D9 chart, correct? So let us take 4 different life events and how are we connecting all together. Okay, so now D9 Rahu is in the 4th house of home, but the dispositor here is Mars, who is placed in the 3rd house of change of residence. Okay, so and also one more thing what I wanted to tell you is in Tamil astrology, Rahu and Ketu does not own any houses. Okay, so we will not use Rahu's co-lord as Aquarius and Ketu's co-lord as Scorpio when we are working with Tamil astrology. Instead, we will only work on the dispositors of Rahu and Ketu, and their placement will reveal more things with regards to the Rahu and Ketu events. Okay, here Rahu's dispositor Mars is placed in 3rd house of change of residence, and 3rd house is also the house of siblings. Okay, Ramana Maharishi left home permanently to Arunachala Hill in 1896. Okay. So this we are going to see the Ketu placement, because as I already told you, the if Rahu placement, we are going to see the difference between the D1 placement and D9 placement. If it is 17 years, and the same 17th year, Ketu should also give events. Correct? So here Ketu is placed in Punarvasu, second pada, which is the 26th pada in the natural zodiac. Same way, D9 Ketu is placed in Kritiga, second pada, which is the 10th pada in the natural zodiac. So the difference will be 17 years. Okay. So D1 Ketu is placed in the 10th house along with 11th Lord Moon. Okay. And the dispositor of Ketu, which is Mercury, is placed in third house of change of residence. Okay. And due to the comments of his elder brother, okay, Maharishi left home to Arunachala Hill. Okay. He was talking about his meditation. Okay. And that is the reason he just left the home. Okay. See, let us see where this meditation is. See, this Mercury is conjunct Venus here. Okay. This Venus is the what do you call this? Venus is the ninth lord of pilgrimages, of long distance travel. Okay. But this Mercury is also the 12th lord for moon, right? So for the Cancer sign, sorry, not for the moon, the Cancer sign. So which is the 11th house. So he was commenting, and 12th house is meditation, correct? So his brother was commenting on his on Ramana Maharishi's meditation, which triggered this event to leave the house, which we will be seeing from the D9 chart. So D9 Ketu is in the 10th house of karma. Dispositor Venus is in 12th house of meditation and spirituality. Okay. So we already saw in the previous slide, he experienced a sudden fear of death, right? So what happened with this sudden fear of death? He attained spiritual attainment. Okay. Now, this is the chart of Barack Obama, who is the 45th president of United States. Okay, his D1 sun is placed in Ashresha first pada, which is the 33rd pada in the natural zodiac. His D9 sun is placed in Purva Ashada Nakshatra in the 3rd pada, which is 79th pada. I have written 80 because if you see the degree here, okay, which is 23 degrees Sagittarius, 15 minutes. Okay, this is very close because within next 5 minutes, this pada ends and the next pada starts. Okay, so since this is very close, okay, the events can be the following padas. So we can also take 80th pada. Okay, because we can say if we are taking one pada as 1 year, here we take 47th year, or if it's only 5 minutes more, so we can assess the events of 48th year. So whenever the pada's degree is close, okay, you can see the events from both the years. Okay. And 47th year is August 2007 to 2008, or you can try 2008 to 2009 also, because that will be his 48th year. D1 sun is in 7th house of masses in the D1 chart. Okay, so D1 sun is in the 7th house of masses, and sun is the karaka of father. which is active in this year because of these two planetary placement numbers. Okay, and this sun is conjunct with Mercury, Karaka of communication and writing, authoring, everything, right? So what happened was, and if you see Jupiter, okay, Jupiter is the third lord of writing, is aspecting this sun. Okay, so in 2008, Obama won Best Spoken Album Award for his audio version of the book's Dreams from My Father. Okay, so, but if you're going to see the 2048 year, okay, if we are going to talk about his 48th year, which is 2008 to 2009, this was the year he won the US president elections. Okay, Sun is the Karaka for king, government, okay, which was active in this year that gave him the president of United States, which we can reveal from the Navamsha chart. So D9 Sun is in the 5th house of seat of power along with Mars. Mars is the Yoga Karaka, correct, for Leo sign in the D9 chart. Okay, and Venus is the 10th lord of command. Okay, so all these three were conjunct in Sagittarius sign, which is his 5th house of Purva Punya also. So Barack Obama was nominated as the presidential candidate in 47th year, and he became the president of United States in his 48th year. Okay. Now we are going to see the Barack Obama's chart from different planetary placement. Now D1 Mars is placed in Uttar Palguni first pada, which is the 45th pada. D9 Mars is placed in Purva Ashada 4th pada, which is the 80th pada. So the difference will be 36 years. So his 36th year, just give me 1 minute. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so the D9 Mars is in Purva Ashada 4th pada, and the difference was 36 years. So his 36th year is August 1996 to August 1997. Okay, so D1 Mars is the 11th lord of promotion, who is in Leo sign, and Leo indicates new beginnings. Correct. So he was promoted as three different events happened that year, which was he was promoted as a senior lecturer, and he was promoted as a counsel in a law firm, and Obama's political career started. Okay, D9 Mars is in 5th house of seat of power, along with Sun, Karaka of government, and Venus, 10th lord of government, sorry, command. Okay. So he was elected as a Senate, which is equivalent to MLA or MP in India. Okay, so he was selected as a Senate from Illinois state. See, in the last slide, we saw the Sun placement, which gave the kingly, the president of United States. So Mars is the the next lower version in the hierarchy. King is the first, Moon, then Mars, correct? So Mars gave him the initial entry into politics, okay, as a Senate. Then he became the president of US. Okay, so this is how the what planet is placed also gives different events. Okay. Now, this is the chart of Donald Trump, who is the 46th President of United States. D1 moon is placed in Jeshta 4th Pada, which is the 72nd Pada. D9 moon is placed in Uttarabhadrapada 3rd Pada, okay, which is the 103rd Pada. So the difference will be 32nd year. So we can say in 32nd year of Trump's life, moon is active in his chart. Okay. So which will be 1977 to 1978 June. And D1 moon is the 12th lord of foreign places, placed in 4th house of family, domestic happiness. Okay. And Ketu from this Scorpio sign in D1 is aspecting Cancer sign. Okay. See, the Ketu is placed with moon here and it is aspecting this Cancer sign, where Venus, Karaka of marriage, and Saturn, 7th lord of marriage, is placed. So we can definitely predict that something related to relationship, marriage can happen here, or like a girlfriend, anything can happen here. Okay. So in 1977, Trump married Ivana Trump, and she was a Czechoslovakian model who is a foreign national for United States. Okay. So they both got married. And if you see in the D9 chart, okay, in D9 chart, Mars is in the 2nd lord, correct? The 2nd lord of lineage, who is carrying the bloodline, correct? So, and if you see Venus, the 5th lord of children, is placed in Cancer sign, and Saturn, 9th lord of blessings, also placed in Cancer sign. Okay. So definitely we can say there is some bhagya happening for him. And Ketu from here, who is conjunct moon, also aspects this Cancer sign. Okay. So we can say definitely this moon and Cancer sign, Saturn, Venus, all are active in this year. So in 1978 or 77, December 17, 1977, Trump had his first child, Donald Jr. Okay. So birth of son can be predicted. And this is the chart of Trump again with different planetary placement. Okay. So D1 Mercury is placed in Ardra 3rd Pada, which is the 23rd Pada. D9 Mercury is placed in Purva Bhadrapada 1st Pada, which is the 95th Pada, no, 95th Pada, sorry, 97th Pada. Okay. So the difference will be 75 years of age. So in the 75th year, which is June 2020 to June 2021. So his 75th year, Mercury is active. D1 Mercury is the 11th lord of 3rd spouse. So first spouse is 7th house, second spouse is 9th house, third spouse is 11th house. Okay. So we are going to talk about the life of his third spouse, with his Melania Trump. Mercury is the Karaka of media. Okay. In 2020, Melania Trump faced allegations and controversies that was circulating in the media. Okay. Which brought her approval rating down. Same way, D9 Mercury is the 4th lord of home, and dispositor of Sun and Rahu. Sun is the Karaka for government. Rahu is the Karaka for controversies and secrecies. Okay. And Sun is also the third lord of change of residence. Okay. So Trump is currently facing allegations and controversies for taking the government classified information documents with him when he left White House in January 2021. Okay. And see, these predictions are very, very basic. Okay. Now you can wonder how to predict more precise on the events. We can go deeper to look for the Nakshatra Lord placement in the D1 chart. For example, in Trump's chart, Mercury is placed in Ardra Nakshatra, correct? So, for the Vimshottari Dasha, the Lord will be Rahu, who is conjunct Sun in 10th house of work. Sun is the Karaka for government and Rahu is the Karaka for, as I told you, secrets and controversies. And Mercury is documents, correct? So we can weave a story here, something related to government papers, secrecy or controversy can happen. So if we are going to be the consultant for Trump, okay, then we can advise him to be very careful in this area of life when dealing with the government papers. Same way, D9 Mercury, okay, D9 Mercury is the dispositor of Sun and Rahu here. As I told you, Sun is the third lord of change of residence, correct? And Mercury is the dispositor. So now this gives a very big clue. In 2020, he needs to move out of the house where he is living. Okay. So which is the White House, right? So if he needs to move out of White House means he needs to lose the election, correct? But what he did was, I think somebody should have told this to him, and that is the reason he was admitted in the hospital. So he just moved out of the home and was living there for like a week or two because he was contracted with coronavirus. So he moved to he was hospitalized, but still he lost the elections and was forced to move out of the White House. Okay. This is how precise you can predict the events based on the Nakshatra Padas. Okay, so these are the forthcoming courses that's been taught by me. Karmic Nakshatra level KLTA 2 and Nakshatra Pada Paddhati. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
People can raise their hand and we will unmute them for the questions.
Yes, sir.
There are only 9 planets and you will have only 9 eventful years. How will you calculate the rest of the time?
Yes, sir. So you can do from the opposite also, from D9 chart to D1 chart.
Okay,
So
that
the
will give you another
18 eventful years.
Right.
Yes, sir. And we can work with the Nakshatra Lord and Nakshatra Lord placements. And in this course, we will be using different methods. So we'll have like, for example, we have 108 padas. So we can predict events for 108 years here from each pada.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Yes. So on this course is for 4 months and the course
Ma'am, can you
starts
hear me?
on September 30th, 2022. Okay. And the time will be Friday night, 9 to 10:30 p.m. every Friday. I think somebody was asking question. Yes.
Excuse me, is it the level 1 we have to join, or we can join directly here?
No, we can join directly here. That is different. Karmic Nakshatra course is different and this is different.
Here,
Altogether.
actually, Madam, I joined very late, so I may have missed what you have told in the morning. But the thing is it we are going to predict the events of the life or karmic things in the life?
No, predict the events of the life.
Like marriage, some son birth, education, all these things we can
Yes.
predict?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay then, thank you.
Yeah, hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
sir.
how many nakshatras we will cover? We will cover all the nakshatra 27 or it'll be just 18 or 9?
No, we are not going to learn about each Nakshatra Pada here. We are going to predict the events based on that year.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We are not going to learn about the Nakshatras here. We are going to predict the events based on each Nakshatra Pada.
So we will cover all. So you will cover all the 108 nakshatra padas?
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever the events comes in, like, yes.
Okay.
See, for
So
example, if we, yeah, go ahead, please.
So that means you will take the charts and you will, based on the placement of the, planets in the nakshatra. So you will just, explain how, the events are flowing. So that
Yes.
means the nakshatra padas one by one will not be taken.
No, we will not take each Nakshatra Pada.
One question, madam. Is it possible for you to take the horoscopes of the people who are attending, because those who completed more number of years, like 60, 70, they all have many events. Can we make a prediction in the class like that? Is it possible?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can take it, sir. But as per the rules of Saptarishis astrology, no personal chart predictions will be done. Instead, we will be taking the charts of the celebrities, and we can predict it, predict the events. Because why we are doing this? Because the events will be known to all the people in the course. If you're going to take one person's individual chart, only that individual person knows the events, which will not be an informative or educative for the other people in the course. So that is the reason we are taking the celebrity charts and we are predicting, so that they can go double check, and they can also use another techniques on the chart to see if the events transpired or not.
But most of the celebrities' birth times are not correct. Actually, whereas we know at least within 5-10 minutes gap, we will be knowing most of the people who are having the at least astrology, like your kith and kin and other people. So we know the events of that one. I know when my marriage has happened, when my son is have taken birth. So if I am able to predict these things through this one, through what I am learning, that will be good. But the events of the celebrities, most of the time I find for the same celebrity, different times of birth and different astrology areas. Example, there are many people who are giving predictions of celebrities. Everybody will try to conclude the things based upon the time they have taken. So there is no sanctity of the time of birth that is taken. So nakshatra also may vary.
Okay, sir. But here we are not learning about each nakshatras or nakshatra padas. It is only the events. So this will be like a method that will be taught in the class, so that you can predict on your own chart. Okay, so this is like a theory that we are giving. when this you can apply it as a practical to your chart.
But in one day, how is it possible to cover 108 padas?
See, that's what I told. We are not going to cover 108 padas. We are not going to learn what each pada represents in this course. We are only going to predict the events based on that pada, one single pada.
Rajendranath Ji, please come on camera and ask it. Hello, what you want, what you are discussing, please come on camera.
Sure, sure. Only thing is, lot of disturbance is here, but my one is not active. My camera, video, my voice is okay, but the camera is muted.
You can just show your face. First of all, please show your face.
Okay, okay. Start my video. It's not coming, yeah. I'm not able to. What to do? Maybe I have to re-log in. I don't know, but I am click on the camera.
Come on, by re-logging, I will enter you.
Fail to start the video camera. That's what it is coming. Selection.
These are the different topics that will be covered on each lecture. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, can I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
So, as I understand, the method would be good for 108 years, right?
Yes, sir. But not this method. It's a different method that we'll be talking about, the Graha Friction Chart in the course.
In the course, it would be going beyond 108 because we are using Vimshotri Dasha, which is for 120 years.
Yes.
Right. So, how the course would be doing 120 years with some method, or it is restricted to 108?
Oh, when we are covering the Vimshotri Dasha, we will take 120 years, which will be covered with the 108 padas. Okay. So which means like, I think there is one video that I have done, which is uploaded in the Saptarishis YouTube channel, showing one Vimshotri Dasha period, right? For example, if it is Sun Dasha, that Dasha period of 6 years will be given to one nakshatra. So you will divide that 6 years into 4, and you will be assigning it to that one nakshatra pada. Okay. So this way you will cover 9 nakshatras. Okay. With the 120 years.
Okay.
And there is another method that will be taking for all different 3 nakshatras of this same planet.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes. But this 108 will be only with the Graha Friction Chart. So after 108, then it again continues for people who are living more than 108 years. Then the padas will continue from as the second cycle.
Okay.
I think Shri Bihak Chowda ji. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. technique we have learned today, according to this technique, the event will happening will be depending upon D1 chart only or D9 chart only at calculated age.
Both. You can see different events, or you can see the same event from both D1 and D9.
Okay, thank you.
So if you don't have any more questions, can we close this lecture?
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yes, but please reply, ma'am. What was the question, Ji? 1 minute. I didn't see the chat section. Okay. Hello, ma'am. What if D9 Pada is less than D1? Should we subtract D9 from D1? Yes. No, this is only, see, the difference I have given is only for the calculation. You can do the manual calculation to see from where it is transpiring. So this way you can see both, like D9 to D1, it will be big. It will be 1 year, and D1 to D9 will give you different year. So we can see both the ways. Okay. And the chat section. Also, does it work in cycles? Meaning, if the difference is say 5, do we add some age to the number to check when this will activate again? No, I didn't understand your question. So, meaning, just give me 1 minute, okay? Yes, Ji. I didn't understand your question. If you can come on the camera and ask me, I'll be glad to answer. Yes, Dipesh Ji.
I think in some cases you always look at the higher number. So sometimes the pada of the D1 was higher than the D9 and sometimes lower. So you always take the higher number and minus from the lower.
Not necessarily, sir. Like you can even do the manual calculation for example, if it is in Jeshta third pada, okay, or Jeshta fourth pada. So you will count from Jeshta fourth pada will be the D9 placement will be in Pisces Navamsa, correct? For Jeshta fourth pada, it will the connection calculation will be the D9 the planet in D9 chart will be placed in Pisces Navamsa. So you can start from there and can count.
So basically, like if the pada number is higher in D1 than the D9 number, say like 75 and 60, right? Yeah. So I noticed there was never any like a correction, right? Like a minus 108 or whatever, right? Like it was always, if the D9 number was higher in some cases, then you minus you did the D9 number minus the D1 number.
Yes, sir. See, for example, in the same number you said 75 and 60. So you can say 2 events, like 2 eventful years, which will be 60 to 75 will be 15 years, and 16th year will be eventful year. Same way, from 75 to 60, if you are calculating, that will be more than like 90 or something. That will also be an eventful year.
Okay, but that can go to a very high number, right?
Yeah,
That's
D1 to D9 you can do 1, and D9 to D1 also you can do any number. Like, see, for example, if you have 105 and 10, okay, so then from 105 to 10 will be one event. You count from there: 105, 106, 107, 108, then 10. So that will be 14 to 15th year. And same way from 10 to 105, which will be what, 96th year.
Yeah. So as an extreme example, you could have some events for some people might not actually happen until
Yes,
age
yes.
107, 108, which
Yes, so we do the opposite. So it will be the less number, right? From 105 to 10.
Okay, so that way actually then you can have 2 events for each.
Yes, yes.
Right. So what Mr. Chidambaram was asking.
Yes, yes.
That if there's only 9 planets and only 9 events, so this way you can have 18 potential events.
18 potential years. Yes.
Plus the other things that will come in the course that you've not mentioned.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, fine. Thanks.
You're welcome, Ji. Srimanji. So I think we can close this session. Okay. Thank you all for attending this lecture and hope you liked it. So please do give your feedback to the office admin email, admin@saptarishisastrology.com. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.